be after that journey and speaking with the young leaders, the young women. We're going to be speaking with younger women because we are a sum total of everything we experience, everything we taste, we smell, we see, we learn, we grow, just adds to that journey. So it is my pleasure to invite to share their journeys, their experiences, to change our day, to maybe help us reclaim, reinvent our lives, our careers. Miracles happen in moments, right? So maybe this session will be that moment that is going to transform our journey. It is my pleasure to invite on stage the speakers for this session. Ashna Vivek Abrol. Welcoming Ashna. From the startup, Dush Amir. Shweta Shalini. Welcoming Shweta. She is a woman of power. She is the advisor to the Chief Minister of Maharashtra in India, one of the largest states in India. Welcoming Shweta. Rihanna Spring. Welcoming the lovely Rihanna, international human rights lawyer, United Nations, and co-founder of PrimaEngine.com. Gaia Paletti. Team Italy in the house. That's what we do when we support our sisters. Gaia, I'm sorry, she's an international development expert specializing in gender analysis. It's an honor. Durga Das. Welcoming Durga, taking a walk. She's the managing partner and chief catalyst of Dastar, a vehicle to generate a new model of investing. Ashtar Tashi. Welcoming Ashtar, a spiritual guide, author, and a, wait for it, joyologist. Guiding people to their soul purpose. So fortunate to be having these beautiful ladies of inspiration with us on the stage. Fatima Ahsan. Welcoming Fatima from the United Kingdom, from Bangladesh, the founder of No Passport Voice. Don't be fooled, this woman is a barrister called to the Bar of England and the Wales by the Honourable Society of the Inner Temple, and now runs a charitable organization in Bangladesh as well. Shelley Sood. Welcoming the lovely Shelley, director of Sood Studios. Pallavi Prakash. Pallavi is the founder of Knowledge Seed Learning Center and Pallavi Prakash International, an author, corporate and motivational trainer and filmmaker. And our last speaker, I'd like to invite Dr. Urvashi Makar. Dr. Urvashi, are you with us? Okay, she'll join us in a few minutes. I don't want to stand in between you and these ladies of influence and inspiration. So let's hear it for them once before we really hear from them. I welcome Ashna Vivek Abrol to share her journey with us. Welcome.
Hi everybody, my name is Ashna, and today's topic that I'm going to be talking about is women in visual arts. But before that, I'd like to give you all a brief introduction about myself. I got my bachelor's in science from University of Washington in Seattle in material science and engineering, after which I worked at a company in Scottsdale, Arizona called Imaging Endpoints, doing biomedical programming and cancer research. Currently, I am working with Akbar Padamsee. He's a master artist, and his wife Bhanu Padamsee, to publish a book on art and his life. I am also the CEO and president of my startup company, Do Samer, which means bittersweet in French. And we deal with arts, antiques, and installations of master artists and even new up-and-coming generation artists. I am also the CEO and president of my father's company, real estate company, Abrol Foundation Builders and Developers. I'm an active member of Respect Women Foundation, which is a cause to help make India safer for women. My past philanthropic activities include volunteering for Cardio-Renal Society in Phoenix, Arizona. I volunteered for an NGO called Ashray, which is an NGO for children afflicted with AIDS, which have been passed on to them by their parents. I worked at the Indian Embassy in New York City promoting tourism in India, and I've also organized a Women's Day event for lady government officers at my dad's office. So finally, diving right to the topic, but before I do that, what is visual arts? Visual arts is anything that can be appreciated with the help of sight. Emotions that can be communicated passively instead of aggressively is visual arts. So what is women's contribution in visual arts? Our gender has been oppressed and challenged in various ways from the beginning of time. We are expected to adapt to the idea that the society has of us from one decade to another. Hence, we represent pain and suffering of women, the discrimination faced by us, whether it be sati in a small town in India or the wage gap in the USA. For example, women make only 80 cents for every $1 earned by a man. Why? Hence, we are subtle revolutionaries. Artists such as Amrita Shergill, whose recent work sold at Sotheby's auction for a whopping 18.63 crores. The third most expensive in India. Artists like Anjali Ela Menon, Arpita Singh, Arpana Kaur, who are women of our generation, who represent us in their works in India and abroad. Our progress and evolution is changing the way this world functions and will function in the future. After all, we are the ones who give birth to everyone that put restrictions on us. Hence, art provides women with a platform to raise their voices without being loud or actually saying anything at all. Their artwork talks about the way they feel, the constant challenge and discrimination they face by society. Art is a wonderful outlet for their creativity and oppression. It is a way of pouring out your emotions in a unique way of thinking without being aggressively offensive to anybody. In conclusion, I want to support women artists as much as I can, however I can. Currently, all top 10 most successful artists in the world are men, and together you and me need to change that. Thank you to Dr. Harbeen for organizing this amazing opportunity where I get to meet all these amazing women. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ashna, for taking us on that journey of leadership through art. Thank you so much for that. And you said that, the name of your startup is Douche Amer, which means bittersweet. That's very sweet. because I think there's bittersweetness in everything that really just encapsulates life so beautifully. I'd like to invite Shweta Shalini, a woman of power, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning, and thank you so much. I think it's a great platform. Early in the morning, seeing so many empowered faces on the stage and off the stage is extremely empowering. So congratulations to all of you for being here. Well, let me talk about myself. I'm a mother of 2 twin boys, 12-year-olds. I am an engineer, an MBA, who turned into being an entrepreneur by choice. I used to work for a Swedish multinational company, quit it, and started my own startup about 10 years ago with 3 people and 30,000 rupees of my own. We are 3,500 people today with 6 locations across the globe. And I just exited one of my companies 2 months ago to Ernst & Young in about 300 crores. But the fact is that today, about 6 years ago, I stepped up and decided that more than being an entrepreneur where I could influence just a few thousand lives, I need to influence a few million lives. And hence, I stepped up and chose the politics of power and governance to be my calling. And hence, today, I stand as the spokesperson of Bharatiya Janata Party and also the advisor to the Chief Minister of Maharashtra. Yes, so I think very quickly, because I see a lot of women right here, I am today going to draw out my experiences point-wise as to why I think I could do it and why I think each woman can do it too. One, I was influenced throughout my life by this one man who stood behind me like a rock and believed in me, and he was my own father. When I was very young, he taught me something. He said, तुम रजनी के चांद बनोगे या दिन के मार्तंड प्रखर, एक बात है मुझे पूछनी, फूल बनोगे या पत्थर? नकली तेल क्रीम कंघी से नकली रूप सजाओगे या असली तेज लहू का आनंद पर चमकाओगे? For people who don't understand Hindi, it just meant that believe in yourself, because what you have is very unique. Find that one purpose of life and live it, because it's only you who can give back to the society what no one else can do. And hence, step up. Each one person counts. It's one life that we have. Sometimes it's one song, which is the national anthem, that unites an entire nation. It's one star that shows the way to a large ship. In our fraternity, we say this: every and each vote counts. It's one life you have and one dream that we need to live. We need to live for our kinds, our people, our society, our country. And hence, I chose to live for womanhood. I chose to live for India, and decided that I would step up my own society with my work. And I could do it because I was always and have been an outlier. I was an outlier when I decided to do, I was All India rank 72, but I decided to do mechanical engineering. I was an outlier when I decided to work in a Swedish multinational company which never employed women. I decided to be an outlier when my chips were up and I was doing extremely well and expanding as an entrepreneur, but I decided that I would step up and get into politics, which, of course, is still known to be the man's world. But I usually say this, that when people ask me, do you wear the pants in the man's world? I said, unfortunately, women can still afford to wear the pants, but unfortunately, the men can't wear the saris. And hence, believe that you have that extra in you, which God has given you, because women are inherent multitaskers. We are best of daughters. When we get married, we adopt two set of families. We are best of mothers, but we still remain best of wives. And hence, it comes very naturally to us. We are best of leaders. All we need to do is to believe that as high as our heels are, we can set our standards high, keep our heads high, and aim extremely, extremely high. And that's one singular thought we need to live by. Yes, 3 tips before I close. First, I think we have enough distractions and diversions in the world. We can't afford it to be a man versus women world. So take all the men by your side because they are waiting for you to ask for help. So just open your mouth and ask. Second, concentrate on yourself. Understand what your core competence is, stick by it, and ensure that you borrow all the other competences, and you'll do extremely well. Third, ladies, PMS is primarily plan, model, and scale. You can't afford to have any other meaning of PMSs. That's why please plan your life, model what you want to do, and just scale it. Believe in yourself, and that's about it. I think you are the secret of your own success. Thank you so much.
Thank you for summing up everything that our heart and our mind needed to hear. Thank you so much for giving us that food for thought and food for the soul. I call it homework. Thank you so much for that homework. But you are a pioneer. You are a fierce disruptor. And we're proud that you're a woman. Thank you so much for you. Thank you. If I could invite Rihanna Springs, you knew it.
Thank you. What Nelson Mandela once said was, what counts in life is not the mere fact that we have lived. It is what difference we make in others, is what will determine the significance in the life we lead. How many of you have had a moment in your life where somebody has said or done something significant to change your life? Let's have a show of hands. How many of you have told that person that they have done so? Each and every one of us is a leader of change. Each day and each interaction gives us a new chance to make a difference. If you think you're not significant to have an impact, it's probably only because you haven't been told so. Look how few people have raised their hand a second time when asked if they have told the person of the difference they have made. With this award, Dr. Harbeen Arora and the Women Economic Forum have already made a difference in my life. Being recognized for the work, perseverance, and potential means the world to me. Sorry. It is especially just the beginning of a new journey in my life. Recognition is a beautiful and powerful gift someone can give. It is a gift sometimes so simple that we forget the significance it can have for change. I have just come back from working on human rights in West Africa. Here, at one point, a group of refugees came to see me because they arrived in Senegal without any documents. We can't even imagine the privilege we have for just having a passport. These refugees were like anonymous people, unable to get help from institution because they didn't have a recognized status. 5 of them came to me as a last resort to help them change their situation. And quite honestly, I was completely overwhelmed. I had never worked with refugees before. I was new to the country and didn't know the system. And all the attempts I tried with the normal ways to help didn't work. But these 5 refugees were stuck in this seemingly unchangeable limbo for over 6 years. And I was determined to make them help them get out of it. This experience changed my life and my eyes, opened my eyes. We as human race have all the resources and knowledge to to help. We just need to be connected. We helped, I was, sorry, but unable to help them in the usual ways, I decided to coach these refugees on how to make their dreams and hopes into concrete plans, which they had plenty of. I asked my friend and filmmaker to record their stories into videos, and we made a crowdfunding page to raise money and help them out of their situation. We were able to successfully put 2 refugees into school, and we're currently getting money to help their other projects. It is from this experience I created Primer Engine, a company bridging the gap between resources and people, that hopefully in future we no longer are faced with situations that seem unsolvable. We all can have an impact. If you don't know how, here are 3 ways. You share your experience, you believe, you empower others around you, and you believe in your capabilities. Especially us women, we are so often unaware of the power and the capabilities we have to change our world. Can you please raise your hands with me? Look at your palms. These are the hands that will change the world. Your world, a person's world, and the world around us. Use this power, thank you. Use this power for the positive, to create positive ripples around you. In a world where you can be everything, be kind. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rihanna, for sharing your beautiful words in your journey and for coming all the way from Switzerland. Thank you so much. Means the world to us. We have also another speaker, another empowered woman. If I could invite Dr. Urvashi Makar to join us on the stage. Welcoming Dr. Urvashi. She's the Director General of GL Bajaj Institute of Management and Research. The educationalists from this institute we've met, the students from this institute we've met, they're also with us. So here's to all of you for your... I'd like to invite next to share her journey, Ashtar Tashi, a spiritual guide, author, and geologist.
You know, it's beautiful to be here. So thank you, Dr. Harbeen Arora. Thank you, WEF and ALL. I have heard so many wonderful speakers. I've been sitting here for the last more than 1 hour. And it's brilliant, and then I'm hearing all these fantastic achievements and all of that, right? It's fantastic. But, so I don't have a list of things I have done like that, but I have only a very special thing to say to everybody here. You know, we are all souls having a human experience. And what we forget every day is that we are souls. What we live as only humans having a human experience. And that's why we aren't happy. So my key to life, coming from a background of design, I'm a graduate of NIFT Delhi. I was the 2nd batch to pass out in design, I don't know, eons ago now it seems. And now I have been a spiritual guide and trying to make the world a happier, more joyous place for the last 17 years, almost 17 years. And it has been a crazy journey, a very fantastic one, because I was just living like another human, having a human experience. And then I realized that there was something missing. And when I started facing my challenges and started asking for answers for my challenges, the realization came that all the answers are within us. Because remember, we are souls, and souls know it all. And I explored my soul, learnt it all, of course faced a lot of ugly things. And when I say ugly things, I'm not talking about the world. The world has been a beautiful place. I've had wonderful people around me, immediate family, friends, all of that, fantastic. But my own ugliness came out. My own darkness showed its face to me, which was sad, which was sad. And then when I started changing myself, I realized if I can do it, so can everybody else. And that's when I started helping people realize what is their highest potential. The problem we humans have with ourselves is that we forget how powerful we are. We wait for approvals and validations from the whole world and its uncle because we think others will tell us how good we are, but we should know it ourselves how good we are. So I only help people realize that potential, right? Know your soul purpose, guys. We're all here for a reason, and it's not just to eat, drink, you know, have sex, make merry. Of course, that is very important. I enjoy my life like that. But at the end of the day, figure out what gives you joy. So just a couple of things to tell you. I don't know, they're 1, 2, or 3. I'm just going to say them. So one is, please value yourself. Find joy in everything that you do. If it doesn't give you joy, drop it. If it doesn't make you happy, don't even go there, whether it's a job, a relationship, or anything else in your life. Don't do it if it's not joyous. And very important thing, keep shining. Keep shining. You have so much power. Just shine. So I have a beautiful book that I've written. It's called Keep Shining, of course, with my life experiences. I have a few copies with me if you guys, anybody wants to read. Pick it up. Thank you so much. And thank you again, Harbeen. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ashtar, for sharing in a nutshell those nuggets of wisdom. So powerful. Thank you. I'd like to invite the lovely Fatima from the United Kingdom, from the Bangladesh, from Bangladesh.
Thank you, Marcy.
Pleasure.
A very good morning, everybody. I am Fatima Hassan. I'm originally from Bangladesh, actually. I'm a practicing barrister there, working at one of the most busiest commercial law chambers in Dhaka. I've worked in the humanitarian field in the UK and globally over the last 10 years, and then finally decided to move back to my country, Bangladesh, where I've started a charitable foundation called No Passport Voice. Through No Passport Voice, I want to empower women and also help women and children with their mental health issues. I personally went through clinical depression whilst I was in the UK, and I was studying to become a barrister during those years, and it's been a very difficult and very uncomfortable journey of depression where not many people around me understood the core essence behind mental health. So that's the reason why I wanted to help women and children around the globe, actually, but most specifically in Bangladesh, to deal with mental health issues. While I actually advocate for women empowerment, I do think we as women should empower enough men and boys around us to make the society a better place. So my mother is my nurturer who brought me to life, but my father is our rock, my biggest strength and my biggest weakness. We are 3 sisters in the family, and all 3 of us are barristers. It was my father's vision to make his daughters choose a law profession and be into legal profession to help the society. And I must take this opportunity to give a small tribute to my amazing superwoman grandmother, who single-handedly brought up my father after a very early demise of my grandfather. So my grandmother was this strong woman who brought up not 1 or 2, but 9 children, 7 sons and 2 daughters. And I must say that all her children are individually very important personalities in Bangladesh. I also am very proud to belong to a nation where the head of the state, the prime minister, is a woman. The Speaker of the Parliament is a woman. The opposition leader is a woman. One of the most renowned international lawyer and human rights activists is a woman. And many of you would know Bangladesh has the biggest industry for garments. And the president of the BGME is also a woman now. So I do think that when you empower women, you empower a womb, a mother, and you empower an entire generation. I must also say, when the whole world, having many men politicians, were rejecting the Rohingya refugees in Bangladesh, my Prime Minister, having very limited resources in our own country, accepted those Rohingya refugees who are mostly women and children. And she said, if we can feed 160 million people of our country, then we can surely feed the 700,000 Rohingyas as well. Sorry, Mansi, I'll just take one more minute because I really want to mention this. Having said that, having all the development, I do think there is a huge stigma attached to women's health. And it's just not the men stigmatizing women, but women stigmatizing women's health. So I went through a very personal journey of fibroid operation a few months back. I'm still recovering. And I'm writing a book on women's health to create awareness of the importance of women's health. It's called The Big F, Affecting the Quality of My Life. And F stands for fibroid, actually. So thank you so much, everyone, for listening to me. And thank you, Dr. Harbin Arora, for recognizing me in this platform. And this is really powerful, and this is really amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Fatima, for being the voice of the women of Bangladesh, for doing all the fantastic work you do in the advocacy of women empowerment. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. If I could invite the Italian in the house, Gaia Palucci.
Good morning, everyone. It's a big pleasure for me to be here today and part of the WEF, enhancing gender equality with such brilliant women and men. My name is Gaia. Someone would say the Mother Earth, but I will tell you that my name in Italian also means happy, as I feel I am every day in this life for the fact to be alive, to be healthy, to have such power for being woman and able to share life and give love. I have been working in the humanitarian field for more than 10 years in different countries in 4 continents, assisting population in need. And one day, I also found myself in need, alone with a child, losing my job, having to rebuild my life and my career. I only then understood the transformative power of gender analysis, the revolution it implies in everyone's life. I started realizing the importance of really putting the person at the center of our attention and assistance, with all her or his specific needs, as well as the richness of working together, supporting each other, and building network. I renewed my commitments toward women in vulnerable situations, especially survivors of gender-based violence, from a perspective of opportunity and rights this time. I started systematizing this experience, and I'm still in this process. But today, I want to share with you a message about the importance of justice for women, what I'm dealing with in my current position. As you probably know, justice for women and girls is at the heart of the 2030 agenda, with its commitment to gender equality and its promises of peaceful, just, and inclusive societies. Justice for women is a human right and leads to economic gains, growth, and social development. But today, more than 1 billion women don't have legal protection from intimate partner violence. Worldwide, 2.7 billion women are legally restricted from having the same choice of jobs as men. Women only own 1/8 of total lands, even if they account for the 43% of all those working in agriculture. In several countries, women cannot become legal guardians of their children after divorce, as men can do. When it comes to seeking help, only between 1/3 and 1/4 of women in need of legal assistance are able to seek help. They face several obstacles, like stigma and social disapproval, lack of time, means, security. But then, what can we do to foster access to justice for women and girls? First of all, start putting this priority into the agenda of meetings, events, businesses, and forums such as our beautiful WEF, mostly because there are several gains at macroeconomic level in having society that resolve justice problems for women and girls. Work to eliminate practices and law that discriminate against women at all levels from all our communities and circles. Understand best practices and approaches that are likely to increase access to justice for women and girls and start building on those. These are all few ideas, but investing in justice for women is a smart thing to do because a woman who is not only empowered but also in peace because she got recognized what she deserves will be able to work, take over decision-making position, and extend gains to her family, community, and society. This is something I learned, and I want to share in honor to all women who have the courage to seek justice. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gaia. Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of gender equality, the voice of the United Nations. I'd like to invite Durga Das. Also, I just want to let you know, ladies, that we're ringing the bell at 2.5 minutes. Then you have 15 seconds to wrap it up.
I will cut it in exactly 3.5. I can't live up to what these women have achieved. And I don't know if you noticed, but women naturally, however powerful we are a little nervous coming up on stage, except a few that I've noticed, like Shweta, who has the power of a tigress.
Yes.
I'm glad you made the change to politics. I know you can show us the light. I had a few points. I was told to share my journey. I thought I'd share it with just 3 or 4 points, and hopefully along the way, share some of my stories. Most people ask me, I was born in Chennai, a little town in South India. I was a very nervous young kid, and when I was 20, I moved to America. I played competitive sport most of my life, played cricket for India, and then I subsequently captained the US cricket team, played competitive golf. I ride a Harley. I've driven across parts of this country. I'm now working on the World Sailing Championship in Spain in July. So most of my life is about sport, and I've used sport to show me the way. I'm not very educated. I didn't really study very much, but I've then made my life's experiences become my university, my education. People ask me, what made you? Was it circumstance? I do believe that my journey started with circumstance. I was 11, my father had an accident, and I had no choice but to get started. And I did with what I knew, cricket. I sewed bats and balls and started a business. But I also truly believe that you make your own circumstances. And in all of our lives, there will be time when circumstances make you, and there will come a time when you will make circumstances. So it's important to embrace both. How do you achieve success? For me, there was only one thing: have good intention. Good intention and selfless agenda will show you success. If you keep focusing towards money, you will get some relief, you will have some satisfaction. Money does make the life a little better place, but you will never get permanent satisfaction. It is important to focus on good action, good thought, and good words. I've always believed in that, and I've tried to focus and keep myself attentive to that. The last but not least, the 2 most important words in my life, attitude and gratitude. If you have these 2, I think you really don't need much else. Life will show you a path. Have the right attitude always, and never forget where you came from or those who helped you along the way. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Durga, for that learning. So pertinent, attitude of gratitude as well. I'd like to invite Shelly Sood, coming from Ludhiana in Punjab, north of India. We welcome you.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks, everyone who thought me worthy enough to be on the stage. Thanks, Dr. Harveen Arora, and thanks my lovely Diksha Anand, the All Chapter Ludhiana chairperson, who thought I could be a co-member of my Ludhiana team, and maybe she's the one, or your team, who thought I could be on this stage. Because according to me, I'm not that worthy enough. Because when I received the mail, actually, I was stunned. That, is I'm receiving the award, is it? And still I'm not believing it. I'm a mother of 3 children, a beautiful children, 2 girls and 1 boy. 42 years old, an entrepreneur. And my journey started from, I'm not very educated girl. I'm just a simple BA girl. My eldest daughter was just 4 years old when she asked me, Mama, like Papa is going to work, why don't you go to work? I said, darling, I have to nurture you. She said, I'm big enough, you go work. I said, okay, fine, I'll start working. From that day, I had a passion about cooking and crockery. So I couldn't figure out much about that. So I started up with a crockery shop with few of the items. From that forward, I built up in 4 years into 2-story building with everything inside. You talk about a chai pony, like tea strainer, to a dinner set, name the thing I had in-house. When I was conceiving my 3rd child, my boy, then I had to shut it down because there was no help. I was doing it myself only and with my staff, so I closed it down. Then I joined my family business with my husband. People say there's always a woman behind a man's success, but I would say there is a man behind a woman's success. And that's my husband and my father. From a very young age, he supported me, and after marriage, my husband utterly supported me in every way. Like from a very tiny thing, like driving a car, he said, go. I'm not telling you, I'm not taking you anywhere, you go by your own. Okay, I'm giving an assignment to do an email to a client, you have to do by your own. Do it. I said, how could I do? I don't know how to do it. He said, you do it by your own. Figure it out. A PPT, email, name the thing, a presentation. I was not a computer expert, but now, right now, at this point, I know each and everything about computers. I know everything, I can create wonders. To be very, women are warriors, fighters. Believe in yourself, girls. That's what I can say. I have full belief in me and the God. If I have belief in myself and my God, if I can create wonders, anybody can do that. And thank you for being and putting me here. Thank you.
Thank you, Shelly. Thank you also for resonating what Durga was talking about. The same attitude of gratitude, because that's what is a catalyst to our happiness, and that's the only manure we need to continue on our journeys. I invite Pallavi Prakash.
Good afternoon. How are we doing today? Good?
Good.
Bad or terrific? Can people raise hands who are feeling terrific at this moment? Great. So very good afternoon to one and all present here. It is an indispensable pleasure to be here today and share my insights on tapping into skills and experiences of one and all and growing your own intrinsic strength. What a wonderful audience today. With immense pleasure, oodles of joy and enthusiasm, this is Pallavi Prakash, a filmmaker, an international motivational speaker, and a small author addressing you today. Guys, I just have a few points to share with you. After listening to so many inspiring speeches, I would put on the points and hope that it will help you for the years and years to go. So are you ready to go on the bandwagon to learn the tips of tapping into the skills and experiences of people who are successful? Yes or no? Great, great. Number one, guys, never stop learning. That's what I do to myself. I've never stopped learning. Recreate the child in you every day. Reinvent yourself. Rediscover yourself. Trust me, guys, it helps. Number two, talk to yourself. Talk to yourself each day, each hour, each second. Ask yourself, in this situation, what are the skills and experiences I can bring in to improvise myself? Did I make any mistake? If I did I learn anything from those mistakes? Number three, can I do something to stop that mistake happen again? Point number three, always adapt to change. We are Homo sapien, guys, right? We are the highest thinking intelligence on this firmament. So we need to rethink, recreate, and adapt every day. When I did my engineering from one of the top universities of the world, University of British Columbia, Vancouver, Canada, I left Canada and came back to India. People said, why? I said, I want more. I want to go back and serve my people in the soil from where I belong. I worked for 10 long years in this corporate world, rose to the position of project lead. Software was the in thing at that moment. I quit my job. People asked, why? I said, I want more. I want to follow my dreams, my passion. I quit my job. I became an author, a filmmaker, and a speaker. So my life message to you is, be the best version of yourself, guys. Trust me. Be the best version of yourself. You need to create, innovate, and succeed. Remember the three things: create, innovate, and succeed. We are running short of time. Otherwise, speakers, we just go on and on. So that's my life message to you. Be the best version of yourself and believe in your dream, guys. Because if you believe in your dreams, you can go to any platform, you can rise to any level. Thank you so much, the Managing Committee, Dr. Harbeen Arora, for inviting me here today to share the space and stage with so many eminent speakers. And this is a wonderful platform. I think they're doing immense job. Hats off to them.
Thank you, Pallavi.
So much. Have a great day.
Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much. Thank you. Appreciate it. I invite Dr. Urvashi Makar, the great leader for these students that are in the room with us, the Director General of GL Bajaj Institute of Management and Technology. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, and very good afternoon to all of you. It's really very difficult task to speak after so many of the renowned experts who already have been to the dais, and you are the last one. But the point is that my life has been very simple, summed up in 2 sentences, that half of my life I studied and the rest half of the life I'm teaching. Very simple. But yes, the complexities came the moment I thought about the word teaching. And my dear friends, I must tell you, it's a very complex word in itself and a profession also. And those who have ever dared to even think of that teaching is simple profession, I'm sure they might be on the wrong footage, because I believe that this is a profession which can make or break a nation. It is a profession which can create the superpowers in the world. It's a profession which can create any other profession. And just imagine the sense of responsibility a teacher has to have while being for 90 minutes in a classroom session, that he or she is responsible for the 100, thinking brains in front of him in the class, and to justify to those inquisitiveness, to those queries, to that thirst and hunger of learning of those young minds. It's a big responsibility. And I'm very proud that I have been in this profession since last now 23 years. And that has been a pride that the students whom we have taught are today in the senior positions like CEOs, vice presidents of the different companies. But the point is, my dear friends over here, one of the most enthusiastic audience I ever have seen, of course, here, that the most important thing is that I used to teach to my students that always have the pride in your roots. That's very important. I'm very proud that I belong to a very humble background in which we have the academicians all around. My mother, alumni of Miranda House and Hansraj College of those days. And I realized later on, once I was a teenage, that how tough it is to enter into these institutions of competence and excellence. And my mother has been the alumni and being such a humble soul. My father, of course, my mentor and inspiration. And today, if as a teacher, I can change the life of even a single student, that has been the biggest achievement I have learned from my parents. So I must say, my dear friends sitting over here, that on this platform of women empowerment, I must say the last quote and the liner, of course, that today is an era of gender neutrality. I think we should think about that in this era, we have not to talk about male, female, men or women. We have to talk about the skills and the competencies. Today in this era where the world is turning literally into a VUCA environment in which the volatility levels, the ambiguity, the complexity levels are so high, everything is changing so quickly and fast. We are not talking about men and women. We are only talking about the competencies and the skills. Let's adopt them with the full arm and learn, relearn and unlearn. That's the journey. And once again, thanks to the organizers, specifically Dr. Harbeen Arora, for inviting us to this platform.
Thank you so much, Dr. Urvashi Makar. Please stay with us. Please stay with us. We'd like to present to Dr. Urvashi Makar, for the woman that she is, an Exceptional Woman of Excellence Award at the Women Economic Forum in New Delhi 2019. What an honor. This is also for all of you. I invite Ashna Vivek Abrol to accept this honor as an Exceptional Woman of Excellence. Jaya Palechi, please accept this honor on behalf of every woman in Italy as an Exceptional Woman of Excellence. Shweta Shalini, the Women Economic Forum is proud to bestow upon you this honor. Durga Das, you are an Exceptional Woman of Excellence. Rihanna Spring, from Switzerland, accepting the honor as an Exceptional Woman of Excellence. Ashtar Tashi, please accept your honor on behalf of the All Ladies League at the Women Economic Forum. Fatima Ahsan, please accept this honor as an Exceptional Woman of Excellence. Shelley Sood, we invite you to accept this award as an Exceptional Woman of Excellence. Pallavi Prakash. We congratulate you for the work you do. Ladies, I request you to please come up to the front for a group photograph. And for all of us in the audience, you have been so fantastic. So I want to remind you to not stop being fantastic. Please throw some love this way. Thank you. GL Bajaj, can we hear a little bit of noise from you guys?